Drea, do you love me? Are you riding? I said, Drea, do you love me? Are you riding? I don't know why you laughing. That's a hit song.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't say Dre yet though.
Drea, do you love me? What?
If you gotta ask it, you already know the answer.
It's low key. I'm joined. Let me get on my hotep ish. Joined by the queen, all the way from Oaktown, repping the bizay. She go by Drea from the Bay. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Chilling. Tonight we gonna talk about, because you were talking to me off air and you had some amazing stories, and it literally just made me want to make this video. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna be talking about, are men jealous or are women just disrespectful?
Okay. Nice topic. Interesting topic.
Now, Drea, like I was saying, we were talking offline, and I think we both should share some stories tonight. Maybe one or two stories, as far as just to give the people an example of, certain traits that people might have that might be that might not be beneficial to their health or society. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you go first.
I mean, no, kind of like lead into it, dude. You gotta ask me some stuff.
Well, yeah, I want to know. Give me an example. Tell me a story of an example where you felt, a guy you were talking to was was jealous. Maybe why he felt, you could have been being disrespectful to him.
Well, first of all, I am never disrespectful or intentionally disrespectful, and I try not to come across that way. But this story here comes to mind. I was dating this guy several years ago in Atlanta, and he seemed nice. He was nice. He was a cool guy, a little insecure, but he's okay. So the situation that I'm referring to is he would not he would not want me to make eye contact with people of the opposite sex, I should say. Like if we were out and about in public and it's just me and him, whatever, he would be like, don't look at no dudes, you can't have eye contact with them past like a second.
He
you
was like,
know?
"Look at me."
like he wants me to hold my head down or whatever. Don't make eye contact with no man that walk by us. And like I said, me being the person that I am, I'm like, I'm not doing that shit. That's stupid. Because he felt like, how you was telling me about this code that you believe like people should follow the code. I guess he was
Absolutely.
a hardcore believer
Well,
in whatever stupid code that is.
no, I'm not saying he was following the code, but I'm gonna let you tell that, and then I'm gonna talk about the code after the story.
Hmm. So, I guess, that with that being his code, quote unquote, I just felt like I'm not being disrespectful, but he thought it would be disrespectful of me to actually, look at a guy or say hi. Like I said, I'm living in Atlanta, there's the Southern hospitality thing. So people are used to speaking to each other. You're strangers. You don't have to know each other. If you walk by somebody, say, hey, how you doing? Hey, how are you? Go about your business. That's it. But he was originally from Wisconsin, so I guess he didn't really believe or know about that Southern hospitality thing.
Right,
So
right.
I'll give you this little incident. Of course, when we're in the grocery store, I'm holding a shopping cart. He's next to me. Guy happens to just some random guy actually just walks by, speaks. Now he's not
Hold
just
on, let,
like
let me stop you there. Are you in?
what.
Are you in Whole Foods or are you in like the hood grocery store? We got. I think that's context for this story.
Why is that content?
Are we at the swap meet or are we at you know
If I
Burlington?
recall, uh, like Burlington is not a grocery store.
You
Besides,
right.
this was this was Publix actually.
Oh, I don't even know what that is. That must be like some West Coast, some down south thing.
Well, anyway, like I said, this was Publix. Um, that whole situation, like, okay, this guy is walking by, he's speaking, hey, how you doing? As he goes on his way, and I speak, I look up and I say, hey, how you doing? And my dude is like staring daggers at me, like as this guy walks on by, he's like, what you speak to him for? I said, because he spoke. Like, what the fuck? So I'm just speaking back like a normal person. And of course, he thought, like, how, that's mad disrespectful for you to talk to a guy and I'm standing right next to you. And it's not even like that. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. I won't speak to the next guy that says hi
But
or
you know
whatever,
what if your man just had it in his mind that he just wanted to go to the store, all he wanted to buy was some chicken, with some maybe some barbecue sauce. He wanted to cook something for you that night, and then he see this dude walking up on y'all, and the man is giving you that look. He got that look in his eye. There's dudes out here that make it an effort to steal other men's women.
Well,
He
I
could have had
mean,
that look in his eye.
okay, I want to say something before I go any further into this story. All I want to say on the title for this right here, when it says Drea from the Bay, you got to actually put that R in there so people get the name right.
Or where? Oh
On your
shit! God damn!
like you supposed to
All right,
come
all
with
right, all
you
right, all
supposed to
right.
come
Back to the
for
story. Back to the story. Damn,
you got
typo
I
gang.
just
Yeah.
I know it's a typo. You just gotta come
Forever
correct when you
correcting me
talking to
about
me.
something. I can't do nothing around you. Nothing. Shit.
Well, anyway, like I said, you just kind of put that
Be
little.
honest, Dre. Did he have that look in his eye when he was like, "Hey"?
Do you know how many years ago this was?
So you don't remember if he had that look in his eye?
No, not really. I mean, people smile and speak as they walk by, and it's not like he was just eyeballing me, looking me up and down as he walked by.
Huh?
So I just assume it's the innocent. At least on my part, it was definitely innocent. So like I said, we put that situation behind us, But then, like I said, it led to another incident, which I told you about before, and you just kind of like straight up laughed at.
Wait, let's just backtrack because this is the important things. These are the things that nobody really thinks about. What was that ride home like? Did you speak? Was the radio on? When you got home, did he even bother cooking for you? What was that like?
Number one, like,
Did he
okay,
volunteer to sleep on the couch that night?
I told you. I said, we kind of put that behind us, so
Okay,
it's like a normal.
y'all made love that night.
No.
So yeah, he volunteered to sleep on the couch. Okay, let's go to the next story.
Anyway, so like I said, the next story. Well, as I mentioned before, neither one of us were or are from Atlanta, so we weren't like that familiar with certain areas. And we went to this mall called Greenbrier Mall. And I don't know if the listeners out there have heard of it, but if you've heard of it, then it's kind of like a real hood type mall in Atlanta. And we had never been there before up to that point, so we just decided to go there. And we parked on one side of the mall. We walked in, we did our shopping. We were there for a few hours, whatever. Everything was all good. I managed to not make eye contact with any dudes in there to avoid to avoid certain situations. And
Okay, so this time around, you had your head down. You wasn't playing no games.
I mean, I didn't have my head down. It's just more like, just trying to be like keep my eyes on the dude next to me. Like, I'm walking with him and we're talking, so I'm making sure while I'm talking, my eyes don't leave him because I'm trying to make this insecure fool feel secure.
But that's what a woman's supposed to do, ain't she?
I mean, I guess, but it really don't take all that. Like I said, who hurt you? I didn't hurt you. Like,
Well, you know when he was walking, he was singing that one song in his head. Drea, do you love me? Are you right? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Anyway, okay, so like I said, this little outing at the mall was very uneventful until we were getting ready to leave. And so we go out of the mall, we go to the parking lot, and like I said, we're not familiar with this place, so we didn't know, well, we weren't aware at the time that we came out of a different side of the mall. So we went out looking for the car, and it's like, hey, where's the car? I couldn't find it or whatever. So I'm thinking, because we in this hood ass area, I'm thinking maybe somebody just jacked my car.
Wow.
God so
damn.
Wow. So we're all I'm pressing the alarm on the keypad just to kind of like see if my car's gonna go off. Right. And it doesn't. So of course it just kind of had us thinking maybe somebody swiped it, right? Wow. So basically we try to get the security involved so they can maybe help us locate my vehicle. Right. And it really didn't occur to us at the same time, hey, maybe it's on a whole entire different side of the mall. So we're just out there, like, he's talking to security, and security says, well, they're going to go and look on the other side or one of the other sides. So there's like 3 or 4 different sides to this mall. So they're going to go look for it. And while they're doing that, my dude tells me to kind of like, stand on the curb, like, because it was kind of cold and chilly out there, and he didn't want me walking around. And okay.
He was a gentleman about it.
I guess. So
you had a good man.
So he had me waiting like near the entrance of the mall. He was like, wait here. I'm gonna go double check the parking lot. It's a big parking lot, so it's like, I was like, okay, go ahead. And as he goes out, I'm standing there and just kind of like minding my own business, looking down at my phone, and this guy in a Mercedes pulls up next to me, and he just kind of like rolls down his window and asks, like, he said, "Hey, lady, what you doing out here by yourself in the cold?" And I said, I'm not alone. Like, my dude is getting in the car. He's getting in the car. I'm just waiting for him to bring the car around. And that was pretty much it. He's asking me a question. I'm answering his question, and like I said before, when you're talking to somebody, you're standing outside the car, they're in the car, you just kind of like lean down or bend down so you can kind of be eye level with that person that you're speaking to. So, in hindsight, I can kind of see how that would have looked to my boyfriend at the time. But to me, it was totally innocent, right? Right. I just asked, I just answered his question. That was pretty much it. I wasn't trying to like, hey, let me ride. He wasn't saying, hey, baby, jump in the car. He might have been trying to holler, but he never really got to that point because my dude kind of like just came out of nowhere.
I think it came out of nowhere like a gust of wind. He was like,
and he basically grabbed my arm and just snatched me away from the dude's car, like he just jerked me away, and he's like, he just kind of like lit into me, like, what you doing talking to this nigga or whatever. And I said, he just asked me a question and I answered it, like, what you tripping? And he just basically just kind of like just blurted it out. He's like, man, you a hoe, like, just like that.
He was channeling his inner Ike that night.
Whatever it was, he's talking about.
Damn.
And it really just.
And let me ask you a question: did he look you directly in the eyes? Did he look you in your soul when he called you that?
I mean, I don't know about soul, but he was looking at me when he said it.
He looked you dead in your face when he said that?
Yes, it wasn't like he was looking at the ground. He looked dead at me.
Well, sometimes when people like, they say they get disrespectful, they look away or they say stuff, But you know, when a person look you in the eye, they might really mean that. You know what I'm saying? I'm
But
just saying.
I'm trying to figure out, like, out of all the things he could have called me, like, hoe, like, why would hoe be the one?
Right.
Because it's not like I have ever given him any indication that I'm hoeing or that I'm trying to sleep around or mess with another dude or anything like that. It's just that his insecurities or whatever, his this jealous part of him or whatever is just kind of, it's just there. And like I said, whatever, I didn't know what happened in his past, what woman hurt him in the past or whatever, but he's bringing that into our relationship, whatever that was. I don't know. I'm not Dr. Phil or Oprah. I can't diagnose none of that. But when he called me that, it's like, hold on, who you calling a hoe? That was kind of my reaction.
Now,
And
let me ask you a question. He called you a hoe before even trying to assess the situation.
yes,
He
exactly.
didn't even
Like,
ask you, like, baby, what's going on? Why
yeah,
you do me like that? I thought
or
we had something special.
I mean,
We make love every night, baby. Why you do me like that? Why you bending over? You got a lot going on. Why you bending over looking all good in his window like that, baby? He ain't asked nothing. He
no,
ain't asked
like he
nothing.
didn't even, like, he just jumped to that conclusion, like, right off the bat, like, that I must be, because I'm bending down and I'm talking to this male, I must be trying to get with this man.
All right.
So
What? All right.
that's definitely what, how he approached that, like, on sight, that was it.
But it's
Wasn't
also
really.
other factors. What if he had a nice car and your boyfriend didn't necessarily have, like, maybe, like if that dude's car was nicer than your boyfriend's car, just it's little stuff, that could have crossed his mind, especially when you're dealing with insecure people. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't really think it would have been that. Like, okay, this dude had a Benz, but
There you go.
my dude,
There you go. There you
but
go.
but
Nigga
he
pulled up in a
had,
Benz. What'd your boyfriend have? What kind of? Don't say Honda, please. Don't say a Honda.
he had like a like a lime green Jag or something like
Okay,
that.
you got a Jaguar. All right, okay.
Yeah, so I don't.
It ain't a
That's why I said
Benz,
I don't
but
think it was that.
it's a lime green. What was that man thinking? Go ahead.
Well, he was kind of, I don't want to say flamboyant, like gay or
Okay,
anything, but more like he's more like out there, like the look at me type of dude.
okay.
Flashy.
I see
So
you.
no, you don't see me.
God.
But like I said, with that whole situation where, okay, it led to kind of a little bit of an argument out there in the parking lot, and he's calling me a hoe. I'm saying I'm not a hoe. You tripping. You basically, you overreacting over something that wasn't even what you're thinking it is. But when people get in certain things like that in their mind, there's really no talking to them. You can't reason with them, and there's no point of even continuing the discussion further. Cut it off quick. And that's pretty much what I did. And I just grabbed my keys from him, and I was like, you know what? I ain't gotta take this. So I'm gonna go. And obviously, like, around that time, the
Go.
security did locate my vehicle, like, on a different side of the mall, and basically, I went to that side of the mall, and of course, he was following behind, still trying to cause this argument. And see, this is my car. So I was thinking in my mind, like, not really trying to be petty, but I'm like, you're not going to disrespect me and then get in my car afterwards, like everything's cool.
But I'm just let me play devil's advocate. Doesn't God say to forgive? I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I
Don't
mean,
you
in
know?
that situation, it was like, I mean, it was really nothing for me to forgive me, like, really, at that point, because he was still trying to continue. So we didn't get to the point where, like, hey, I'm sorry or whatever. I'm not gonna, if he's still up here mouthing off at me, you think I'm gonna listen to that the whole way, the whole ride home?
You,
Seriously?
you would think a dude would be smart enough to shut up if he need a ride home.
No. Now some dudes still on 100. They still be on 100. So, and knowing him, he would have been mouthing out the whole time, the whole ride home. So it's like, you're not gonna get in my car with that. So, and he's like, the fuck out, you ain't finna leave me here. I'm like, oh yeah, you staying because you're not getting in my car. And of course, he was getting loud, which attracted security, the cops or whatever that were, driving around the parking lot.
What was he saying when he was getting loud? What was he talking about? Baby,
Just,
don't leave. You ain't never gonna find a nigga like me.
No, he's just cussing, like some dude.
I got a lime green Jag. Put some respect on my name.
No, he was just being pretty disrespectful, with his comments and stuff. Like, he didn't call me like a bitch or anything like that. Just saying, because you're not finna fucking leave me out here and blah 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 and all this other stuff. So, like I said, that attracted attention, which with the security guard,
he
or
was
whatever.
Screaming.
Yeah, we're not screaming, just loud,
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
So security was like, is there a problem here? And I was just like, because I told you this story before, right? So I kind of like, this dude's trying to get in my car. I don't know him like that. I don't know him like, this dude's tripping. So the security just tells me to go ahead, get in my car, leave, And he actually, like, the security actually told the dude, was like, if you don't want to go to jail tonight, you need to pipe down, sir.
So he listened to them.
Yeah, he calmed down. He calmed down, so I was able to leave without incident. But as you know, this whole thing just kind of continued once I got home, because he got home a little bit later.
Now, how did he get home? Did he walk it? Did he bus it? Did he what? Did he hitch a ride? Like,
honestly, I didn't really care to know how he got home, but
damn. But wasn't y'all in the hood though? He could have caught a bullet. He tried to get a ride. He could have caught a bullet. God damn.
No, he actually.
I'm mad how you left your man in the hood, Dre. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not even gonna lie. That's just how y'all go somewhere unsafe together and you just leave him by himself. Come on now.
I mean, it wasn't
that might be taking his disrespect. I'm just saying. If we go to the hood together, we leaving together.
You know what? Like, it wasn't unsafe like that. You know what I mean? We went to a mall. It wasn't that unsafe.
Yeah, but you said it was in the hood. It don't matter. No, you in the hood. You in the hood.
I didn't say it was in the hood. I said it was kind of a hood mall. Like, there's a certain clientele that it attracts. Is what I meant to say.
Listen, he could have got popped in the parking lot. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
That would not have happened. I don't know about now, but then no, that wouldn't have happened.
But do you know how he got home? Did he tell you?
He eventually told me, like, he called his homeboy, had his homeboy pick him up, and I can just imagine what their conversation was like the whole ride home.
God damn.
Homeboy probably laughing at him like, man, your chick mad disrespectful. How she leave you like that?
I think he lost all credibility. He lost all his stripes. Like
I said, I don't know what that conversation was like. I just know, like, he got home mad as hell, and it just continued that argument. And like I said, I don't really need to get into the whole thing about what happened. Like, all I can say was there was no no domestic violence or anything like that.
Right. It was just tough love. It was tough love.
Although, like, I did end up throwing a slush in his face, so I guess there was a little bit of domestic violence.
Just a taste. It was just a little slither of domestic. Just a pinch, right?
Yeah, but he got totally really, like, real disrespectful with it. So, he actually deserved that slush in the face, which I'm mad about it because that slush was good. And I wish I wouldn't have wasted it on his face.
Was it blue raspberry, cherry, watermelon, lime?
I think it was like the cherry. I think it was the cherry. No, it was the cherry and the blue raspberry mixed together.
Damn. You done turned that nigga purple. That, oh man, that's crazy.
But I'm just saying, like, you know, with this topic where you said, are men jealous or are women disrespectful? I'm not trying to be biased, or I'll just say that, you know, it could be both, or it could be, you know, but I feel like in this situation, in this specific situation, I just think he was just super duper jealous, you know, and
Right.
insecure. And his insecurities kind of played a part in how he reacted or overreacted in certain situations. Like you said, with the whole, you know, he didn't have to kind of like grab my arm and jerk me away from the
Right.
dude with the
Right.
bend. You know, he could
Right.
have walked
Right.
up like, you know, what's good, or, you know, like you said, you know, just, or like I said to you earlier, he could have just called my name from the parking lot. I might have looked up and just walked off and walked over to where he was. I
Right.
mean, if
Right.
he would have approached that not being combative, not being like, you know, ready to fight and ready to argue, it might not have escalated the way that it did.
It's a
And
fact.
he might have actually still had a girlfriend today.
Mm. Now you said you broke up with him that same night.
Yes, like we did break up that night.
Wow. And how did he sleep? Did you sleep good? Did he? Did you sleep good after painting that dude with a slushy?
I slept fine. I don't know.
Savage.
I really, you know, I slept okay. You know, I mean, I was kind of sad, like with the situation. Like, okay, dang, you know, it didn't have to go this far. But, you know, if you're gonna be disrespectful to me, and I guess maybe after looking back, maybe I was a little petty. Like
Mm.
I was a little petty. I can admit that I was petty. I didn't necessarily have to leave him there, but, you know, if you're gonna be disrespectful to
Right.
me, you're not gonna be in my shit being
I
disrespectful.
don't.
So
I don't blame you for leaving him. I've left a chick. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I've left a disrespectful chick like stranded several times, and I slept good that night. Not even gonna lie to you. I pick a chick up, and before we even get around the corner, she's yelling at me, and we arguing about some irrelevant shit. I'm like, okay, I'm just trying to have a good time. Let's hang out, relax, chill, whatever. And then they just start going in on me. And like probably like 3 blocks away, I'll be like, all right, get out. And I'll just go ahead and do it up. You know what I mean? I'll go hang out with my friends and have some real fun and some shit. Um, but you know, I feel so. I'm not, you know, I don't think that's. I don't. I'm with that. I'm all for leaving people stranded. I'm all for that if they're disrespectful. I think it was disrespectful to pretty much pour a slushy on that man's head. I think that was. I think that crossed the line. I think that crossed the line. I think if you know he didn't touch you, then you definitely shouldn't do that because you got to look at it like this. If this person is insecure enough to for that whole thing to go down, if you got to think that a lot of times men that put their hands on women are insecure men, right? So that could have triggered a different type of dude that was insecure. You know what I'm saying? Like he could have said, "Okay, you did this to me. Now, you know, it's kind of like I'm allowed to put my hands on you," type situation. You know what I mean?
yeah, and I said that to you before, where I was thinking, you know, thankfully he wasn't that type of dude to put his hands on a woman. Like, I don't know if he ever has, but I know he never did that to me. And like you said, he could have been maybe possibly, well, you know what? I'm not going to say well within his rights because I really don't believe he should hit a woman. And obviously, a woman shouldn't hit a man, which technically I didn't hit him with my fist. I hit him in the face with the slush. But still, you know, that's, you know, that was wrong. And I admit that that was wrong. I was younger then, and I wasn't necessarily a hothead, but I was more like, oh, you're not gonna do this and just sit here and be mad disrespectful to me. So that was kind of that was my reaction, my split second reaction at that point. You're in
Mm.
my face, you're screaming, you're cussing at me, you're calling me certain names. And okay, my reaction is, okay, here, take this drink. And that's what pretty much what happened. But, you know, thankfully, like I said,
She
his
said,
reaction
"Hold
after
this." She said, "Hold this blue raspberry."
that.
God damn. She said,
So
"Hold this. Take this with you."
and may have been a disrespectful thing to do, but he was being disrespectful to me. And yes, two wrongs did not make a right. But at the time, that made me feel good to throw that in his face. It did.
Okay.
It honestly
All right.
did. So
And
that actually, for me, for both of us, that effectively ended that argument, that situation, because at that point he just kind of stopped. He walked away, which is good. I'm glad he walked away at that point.
it has
So
to murder a dude's confidence or self-esteem. I mean, you said he was already insecure, that he was pretty much RIP after that when you pour slushy on a man's head and then he got to clean it up.
well, I mean, I didn't
He on his hands and knees talking about, this don't make no sense.
I mean, well, I mean, in hindsight, like I said, that I shouldn't have done that, but it is what it was with that situation. I was younger. I had to have been, I think, 23, 24, maybe somewhere around that age. And he was an older guy. He was 36, and I was like 20, 23, 24. So at the time. So I was definitely young, but not necessarily a hothead. But I would think, at his age, being 36 or whatever at the time, that you would know better and know
Right.
how to approach situations a little bit better.
Right.
Due to
Now,
age.
now I want to speak on this code. Now, for some reason, you keep thinking that this dude had a code. This dude did not have a code of real men. He was following whatever his instincts, his experiences were from when he was, just how he was brought up. Let me ask you a question. Did he have a father in his life? Was his father present?
No, I don't think so.
There you go. There you go. The code is very simple. It's just in my opinion, it's just don't put your hands on anybody. Assess the situation, meaning ask questions. So he should have asked you, what's going on here, instead of just putting his hands on you, because we seen in Florida, that's what happened. The black dude came out, and yeah, that white dude was clearly being disrespectful to his woman for no apparent real reason in reality. But it's all the way shit is going on right now. People need to learn how to de-escalate situations, because
Right.
right now, any situation that's escalated, it's immediate death. And people don't realize you don't have like a restart button on this shit. When you know what I'm saying? Like that dude in Florida, he pushed the dude, and in seconds, his life is over. So his children don't have a dad. His girl doesn't have a man anymore. You know what I'm saying? So within seconds, because he didn't think the same way your dude didn't think, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
His life was over. And if you think about it, when that dude snatched you away from the car, the dude in the Benz could have got out and said, "Hey fam, what you doing? Don't touch a woman like that." He could have got his ass kicked right then and there. I mean,
Right.
the situation could go so you don't even know, and it can happen so fast when you don't do anything to de-escalate a situation. You know what I'm saying? So that's really the code that real men follow. Real men are gonna try to de-escalate a situation until it's completely exhausted, and then a real man, go ahead and put the pause on whoever whoever deserve it. But a situation, these situations can go so left when emotion is injected into the situation.
Yeah, and I just felt like he kept trying to escalate it. I mean, I'm sitting here like this is not, it's not what you think it is. And I'm trying to explain the brief interaction I had with the guy in the car, but he already made up in his mind that I'm a whole whore, whatever you want to say, and I'm being disrespectful by talking to another dude around him. Like he was like, I wasn't even gone a minute, and you were already in some other nigga's face. That's how he looked at it. Instead of just saying, maybe, what, for all he knew, the guy could have stopped and asked me for directions or
Right,
something like
right.
that. You know,
Exactly.
it could have been something
Exactly.
simple. You
Exactly.
know, he didn't think, or and he even asked, like you said, you know, what's the deal?
Exactly.
He escalated the situation instead of like trying to
Exactly.
keep it neutral.
Out of emotion. Emotions
Pure
escalate
emotion.
situations, and logic always de-escalates situations, you know? And but I also wanted to ask you, you know, that's kind of a code for men, you know, in my opinion. But do women, I want to ask you, do women have a code when it comes to how they interact with men? You know, specifically men that, you know, they're trying to settle down with or be in an intimate relationship with. You know what I mean? Like, is there certain things that women know they can't do around the men to be respectful, or, you know, shit like that?
Well, I mean, I don't know about following a code or whatever. I mean, I just do me. And like I said,
Girl
I
code.
try.
Damn.
I just try. I just try to be like I said, I try to be respectful. Like, say for example, if my dude and say for example, if we live together, or even
Right.
if we didn't live together, but what if he has his friends coming over, and I know his friends are coming over to watch the game or whatever it is that you guys do, I am not like going to be all up in their, you know, all up in their situations, all up in their business, or even for that matter, I'm not going to be dressed in like some little booty shorts or something. And
Why
if my
not?
man, say for example,
Why not? What if he wants you to?
I don't know why my man would want me to, but I'm saying like, say for example, if my guy knows I'm always a sweatpants, hair tied, you know, chilling with no makeup on kind of chick when we're at
Right.
home. But
Right.
the minute his homeboys come over, I got a little makeup on, I got my hair down, I'm
What if
wearing
he wants you to
booty
show
shorts.
off? What if it's Sunday? Let me paint the picture for you. What if it's Sunday? His favorite team, we'll say the Patriots, are playing their rivals. I don't even know who the Patriots rivals are, but let's say the New York Jets, right? I think they're rivals, either the Jets or the Giants, right? So you got the Patriots playing the Giants or the Jets on the 72-inch TV, right? 4K. Okay, we got salsa and nachos over here. We got quesadillas. We got hot wings. We got burgers. You prepared everything, right? Everybody chilling on the couch. You know, just your man, a couple of his homeboys. Maybe, you know, we'll just say that. We'll just say that. But maybe he want to flex a little bit. Maybe he wants you to, walk in front of the TV. You know what I'm saying? Say, hey guys, would you guys like any wings? I got some. I put some Franks. I put some Franks on here. You know, maybe he want to stunt. You know, we are in the age right now of flexing. We're in the age of clout. You know, a lot of the code is being rewritten right now. And my question to you is, what if he wants you to, sit in the corner and, rub on yourself with some body butter or something like that, just so when his boys go home, they know that, his situation is official. Because some dudes want their friends to envy their relationships.
I mean, I kind of think that's a little immature, kind of.
Okay.
I mean, but that's just my opinion on that. Like, I feel like you can stunt without it having to be all that. Like, I'm the type of person where I really don't have to do too much to I'm not
Here we
bragging or
go.
anything.
Here we go. I see it coming.
So it's like, so I'm
I
just
see
gonna
it.
say, my man knows like we gonna stunt, we gonna shine regardless of the situation.
Right.
So, and if it's dudes, I don't really feel like he would have to ask me, hey, can you put some makeup on? Can you put some little booty shorts on so my dudes can know you stack? Like, people, let's keep it real, low key. Dudes know I'm stacked from like 10 miles away. Okay.
Damn, Dre. That's how you.
So I mean,
Respectfully? Is it humbly? Any type of disclaimer going on here? Shit. Nigga saw me from a different area code. He knew what it was. God damn.
I mean, I'm just saying, like,
Excuse me.
it wouldn't have to take all that for us.
All
But,
right.
I just can't really see a situation where, I mean, of course, I've been
Well,
in
let me ask you a
situations
question
like,
real quick. What is the definition of stacked? What if, because a lot of people don't, speak our language out there. What is the definition of that?
I thought we were trying to keep this sort of PG. You know, you always remind me this is the family channel.
This is a family program, okay? I'm trying to get syndicated out this bitch.
Well, you pretty much know what stacked is. It's like, you built nice. If you got a nice frame,
Voluptuous.
you got a shape on you. You know
Vol-
what I mean?
Will voluptuous fit that? Is that a word I can use?
What to describe me?
Like, yeah, stack, voluptuous.
Well, you see me, right? So you already know. You know
Oh,
what you want to use.
I've seen King Magazine. Is that what am I supposed to think? Is that what the viewers are supposed to think when they hear stack King Magazine?
I mean, if that's the visual that if that's what they want to see. I mean, hey.
Okay.
um,
Dripping in body butter. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's get back. Let's get back on track.
I'm more Vogue magazine than King, but I
Vogue.
understand.
Either way, dripping. You got it.
So
Oils on
I'm
fleek.
just saying though, like I would prefer, my guy to be like secure. Like he's secure, but he's not the type of dude that would need to floss in front of his boys. Like, yeah, player, that's all me. Like you wouldn't need to do that. I mean, at least that's what I would prefer.
I want to ask you a question. I see this a lot. Do girls like ugly dudes because it makes them feel more self-confident? They don't have to they don't have to worry about like any chick really looking at them. Is that a thing or am I tripping? Cause I'll be honest, when I go out, I be seeing chicks that be kind of looking fire, and then they be sitting next to a dude that his head all lopsided and shit. And I'm like, how did you get with this chick, bro? You know what I'm saying? You got a unibrow, fam. Like, what is happening here? And that's my question is that a thing or am I tripping?
I wouldn't say that it's a thing because I mean, you heard the story about Shiggy, right?
Hell no. I don't know nothing about these new niggas. What nigga? What grown ass man call himself Shiggy? I know Shaggy. But I don't know no damn Shiggy. What is? Come on, man.
Well, he's the
I don't know
guy
what
that
that
did like
almost
the
30 years
whole
old.
the whole Shiggy challenge, the thing with Drake and
I
In
never
My
even
Feelings
seen
Day.
it. I heard about it. I never even
Well,
watched
but
it.
anyway,
That
dude,
dude look like he's
people
40 years old.
people were saying where people were calling Shiggy ugly and whatnot and all that stuff
Right.
and apparently he has a really hot girlfriend that he's been with for a while, right? And so there was this thing that was going on around Twitter where he made this video apologizing to his girlfriend for cheating with, chicks or whatever. And of course people were like, you have the audacity to be that damn ugly and you cheating on somebody that's fine.
Oh,
And
he cheated on her?
that's what yeah, well that's what he was admitting to or whatever.
Wow.
I don't really follow. I didn't really follow that whole story, but I feel like that kind of invalidates what you were saying. Like, I don't feel like, at least not any women that I would know would think, okay, let me get me an ugly dude because he's not gonna cheat on me. I'm like
Right, right,
a man
right.
is a man, regardless of what he looks like.
You know, and I heard a quote one time. It said, show me the hottest girl in the world and I'll show you a guy that's tired of fucking her. And I think that goes into that. I think it's just human nature that after people, they are intimate with each other for a certain amount of time and they're around a person for a certain amount of time. It's just like, I think it's just human nature. You just naturally just say, oh, what else is out there? You know what I'm saying?
I guess.
I think
it,
it's human nature. I don't know.
I mean,
I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying I think it's kind of something you can't really avoid.
you can avoid it by keeping your dick in your pants, I suppose.
But I'm saying the thought of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's human nature. You think you can walk by somebody, you could be standing next to your man or your woman and somebody fine walks by and you could think for a split second like, okay, yeah, he's fine, but You know, you're not acting on it,
See,
or
that's
you're
why that
not.
man was insecure, because you had that look in your eye when other men was walking by.
No, I really, it
He was,
wasn't. It
he's
really
probably
wasn't
sucking
even
your
like.
teeth too. Oh, that nigga got on
It
some J's
definitely
too.
wasn't like that. It definitely
Mm.
wasn't like that. I mean, it's just me speaking to a random dude. I can't even tell you what this other guy even looked like. You know, to
Right.
this day, I can't. But I mean, like I said, with this whole situation, I try not to be disrespectful. I mean, if I'm intentionally being disrespectful, I mean, you know, you can call me out on it. Like that's what I would want my dude to do. You know,
Right.
if I'm doing something that you think is disrespectful and I'm oblivious to it, bring it to my attention. We can talk about it and probably fix it or whatever. But like you said, you know, you jump into conclusions, you um going crazy and whatever, and blowing up and all that stuff. That just makes things worse. And some women, not me, but I mean, some other women might take that and be like, okay, if you're gonna be disrespectful to me, I'm gonna be mad disrespectful back and actually do the thing that you were accusing me of doing for real, you know. Um, but male and female relationships are just complicated, and people make them complicated. So,
So on a whole, do you feel like men? Who's more jealous here, as far as gender,
man,
men and women?
I can't even really call it. I can't really call it because you know we don't know the stats, but you know
Right.
people can say there are more men in prison or whatever for killing their wives or their girlfriends or whatever than um you know women. I don't know the stats on that, but you know if you watch the ID channel and whatnot, you've probably seen some of those shows. Like you
Right.
see Snap, but you see Love Kills, and it's honestly, I think both sexes can be jealous. Both sexes can be disrespectful.
Right.
I think it's really all about you gotta both sides need to come to an understanding. You know, be understanding of the person that you're with. You know, y'all may be raised differently. Y'all may see things differently, and you know, one thing that you think is disrespectful, that other person might not think is disrespectful. But like you said, you know, if you talk about it, then maybe you can fix something, you know, wherever the communication breakdown is and see. But I really can't say. I think both sides can be super jealous.
Now, Drea
There's,
from the Bay has never been jealous before in her life. Is
I,
that what we're saying?
oh no, that's not what I'm saying. I mean, I'm not like being jealous to the point where I'm just acting out or being, you know, really, you know, crazy, weird.
Say you
I
do. I don't want to cut you off, but say you're a man, right? You're in a relationship, you're intimate with a man. Say he goes and hangs out with a female friend. He known her for years, right? They're going out to go bowling or do some corny shit, get dinner, whatever it may be. Drinks, liquor might be involved, whatever. It's just a casual outing. While you're at home, is in that moment, are you feeling any percentage of jealousy?
Well, you have to look at the context of things, like
Right.
how close is he to this female friend or whatever. I'll even give you a true story on this, like
Oh
because
shit.
I actually the situation you just described, I actually had a similar situation like this a few years ago
Right.
in my relationship. So I'm
Is this the
sitting,
same
I'm
dude?
no
Was it
no
Ike?
no no. This
Okay.
is this was actually the last boyfriend that I had.
This was a completely different applicant. Okay, let's go.
The very last boyfriend I had that I was with for a very long time. But anyway,
Okay. True love.
so let me say, yeah, true love, whatever you want to
True
call it,
love.
whatever. This was like toward the beginning of our relationship. Like we had been dating maybe a few months or so at that time, and so he was working one night and he called me to tell me, you know, hey, I'm getting off at this time, whatever. You know, so I was like, okay, we'll make some plans to do some stuff or whatever, you know, hang out later on or whatever when you get off work. And I'm thinking that was the plan. That's what we were going to do.
Uh-huh.
So,
Netflix and chill.
whatever. So, he basically, like, when he got off work, he was supposed to call me and we could, so we could finalize whatever our plans were gonna be.
Uh-huh.
But he did not, right?
Okay.
So I called him. I couldn't get him on the phone. I sent him a text. He didn't answer that text. So I just kind of like, okay, where is this dude? It was kind of weird. But I kind of like, okay, I'm not gonna blow his phone up. I'm just gonna wait and let him call me. And I'm gonna go on and do whatever it was I was doing. So around like closer to midnight, he finally returned my call. So
damn, what's the point, fam? Might as well just said you fell asleep or some shit.
So, but basically, what I ended up finding out was like he told me he had went over to a friend's house to do homework, which he was going back. He was in college then, so he was going back to college, and he said he went to that friend's house to use that friend's laptop or something, whatever, to do. Yeah, So my first thought was like, okay, and then I just kind of asked him, and it wasn't me being insecure, it was just me wanting to just ask a simple question. I said, is your friend a male or a female? And he was like, female. I said, oh, okay. So my next thing was I told him, hey, I think you should leave that friend's house. Because see, when he called me, he was still there.
Well, this dude is saying, I got to go over this girl's house to use her computer. Didn't we have like smartphones back then around this time?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He didn't have a Motorola, iPhone 1, nothing.
Man, like I said, I know at the time he didn't have a laptop. Like he did.
But he needed a desktop. He couldn't go to the library or something.
My thing was
couldn't go to your house.
That's what I was saying. Right? I said my thing was, if you needed to use the computer or whatever, you could have just came to my house. Like that would have been more like right?
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
So basically, like he's telling me I'm tripping. Like he said you ain't gotta be jealous. I'm not fucking her. And I'm like, I don't know that, but I'm not being jealous. I just think like it looks bad for you to make plans with me, kind of disappear off the radar for 2 hours or whatever. Call me at midnight, have the audacity to still be over this other woman's house past midnight.
All right, now let me ask you a question. How many times did you call him? Did you call? Was it like when he looked at his phone? Was it like 78 missed calls?
No, I told you. Because I told you that I wasn't gonna blow his phone up. Like I called a couple of times after he got off work.
What is a couple?
A couple is 2.
Okay, I thought it was like a couple was like maybe 4.
Whatever. Stay in school, folks. Stay in school.
All right. I'm saying a couple as far as a female. Okay. One time this chick called me like 29 times. I was like, what the hell is you in a hospital or something? She said, no, I'm waiting for you. Like, oh, all right. Well, yeah. Long story short, we never worked out, but go ahead.
Well, like I was saying, he just kind of made this to do about me being jealous. But I mean, I wasn't really jealous. I just wanted him to understand how bad that looked. Right. And in hindsight, you can call it jealousy or whatever, but no woman wants to think or visualize. They don't want to think about their man being with another woman.
Just running through the cheeks.
Okay, thank you for that visual.
Absolutely.
Nobody wants to think about that. And let me go slightly off topic real quick. So low key, you and Always Raining are just having a full blown conversation over there in the chat. Like shout out to y'all.
Always Raining is a new moderator on my channel. I met her on another content creator on YouTube. I call him Tunde, but I think his channel is called Akintunde Nation, and I'm trying to get him to come on one of our live stream shows. I tried to get him to come on the show this weekend, on Sunday, but he said he's going to a white supremacist gathering, and I asked him why. Like, why would you do that? We care about you. So hopefully he make it back. He's black, by the way. So I don't know. He's brave.
Is
He's
he in
brave.
DC?
Yeah, he's from DC, I think.
Yeah, because there's gonna be a KKK rally in the DMV area. So
Wow.
yeah,
How do you know that?
I
Was this
used
on Twitter or something?
I used to live in DC for a while, so
And they do this
I'm
every
still pretty
year?
connected. I'm still pretty connected.
They do
I
this
was
every year?
I don't know. I wouldn't say this is an every year thing, but this is the season or the era of Trump and trumpets. So it's getting more prevalent, I should say.
I think
But
that
I
would be
mean, that's like the power center. That's where their god Trump is. So
right. I think that would be a good video to do though, because I really don't have no idea how like that's like how did the KKK get a permit to gather like in the same area as the White House? Like, you know, if that's the case, I don't know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, how crazy does that sound? Like the KKK, like he pulled up to the office, like, you know, took his mask off. He's like, "Excuse me, I need a permit application." We hate niggas. Like, never mind. Let me stop. I don't know. I don't know.
well, apparently anybody can get a permit for certain things as long as it's a peaceful
Right.
protest, and if they're claiming to be peaceful, which as either KKK is
Shit. Your phone just went into some Motorola shit.
peaceful, but
Drea, you literally sound like Drea. You sound like R2D2 right now.
stop it. Okay, does this sound better?
Dead ass.
Does this sound better? Can you hear me better now?
Yeah. I'm glad you made it back from the sunken place or whatever was going on over there. That shit sounded awful.
But yeah, let me ask you though. What I know you've got to have some stories too. Because this can't just be me on the panel discussing my experiences. I
You
know you have
know,
some.
as far as like stories about chicks being jealous or, you know, I mean dudes being jealous or chicks being and like I told you off air, the first relationship I was ever in was the realest relationship I ever had because it was my introduction to love and emotions and all that shit.
At
And
12 years old.
yes, ma'am. At 12 years old, she was 13. She was a year older than me, and she put that thing on me at 12 years old. And
Hold on. You forgot, you left that part out when you say that
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
That
she put
thing.
that thing on me. This is a family program. They know what that means. You put that thing on me at 12 years old. I'm not bragging or nothing. That's just how it happened. We were in what grade were we in? I think we were in like 8th grade or some shit like that. Either 8th grade or 7th grade, some shit like that. But you know, look, the reason why I was jealous is because I'm not even gonna lie to you. You see how chicks dress today, like, you know, low cut, everything, ass out. She was dressing, she was a trendsetter. She was dressing like that at 13, 14, you know what I'm saying? Like 10 years ago. And in the school that I was in, everybody was calling her a slut, you know, shit like that. But because of how she dressed and then this newfound emotion that I had, I would look at her and I'm like, yo, I kind of get jealous. I'm like, yo, why you dressing like that around all these dudes? You know what I'm saying? And I did feel that feeling, that jealousy. I felt that pit in my stomach, like, and I hated it. It was the worst feeling of like anxiety and unsureness. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hated that fucking feeling. Like, as a man, I was like, yo, this shit is whack. You know what I'm saying? But after me and her broke up, I mean, as far as me being jealous, she like I said, she would dress like that. I mean, we go get ice cream, her titties be out, Like, you know, we be in school, the teachers have to tell her, "Can you put a sweater on?" Like, it was bad. Like, we was kids, but she was what you call it, stacked. Like, she was stacked. Um, we go to the movie theater, you know, I'm like, you know, I'm looking at she looking at me, I'm looking at everybody else looking at her. Like, so after we broke up, you know, I was just really like, I was hurt, but I from what I took away from that situation was I was just like, yeah, I don't want to feel that feeling anymore, like the that pit in my stomach, that anxiety. So ever since then, I just never really felt jealousy anymore. I started to assess the situation. That's when I started to appreciate the code or learn the code, to where if I'm in that situation again, I'll just ask the girl, like, why do you dress like that? Or why don't you, you know, be revealing when we're alone? Or, you know, now I'm really like, to be honest, now I'm like, okay, you could walk out the house half naked because I'm secure enough that, like you were saying before, you know, I'm secure enough that when we go home together. So it is what it is. Like, you know, they could look, but they can't touch. Um, but
So,
that,
so in that situation with her back then, you know, with you being so young and all, did you find that disrespectful? Or I mean, I don't know, in your young view or in your adult view, did you feel like the way that she dressed, like if you guys were out together
you know,
and
it's
she
so
still
crazy.
dressed like that, you didn't had other men or other boys or whatever looking, you didn't think that was disrespectful of her to dress that way? Or were you like, when you were asking me
Right,
earlier, when you were saying, you know, sometimes your man might want you to show off in front of other people. Like,
right.
what view
You
did you have
know,
with that?
since it was my introduction to really being emotional, I'll be honest with you, and this is why I tell you, like, even though I was young, this relationship pretty much shaped a lot of like what I learned from, you know, being in intimate relationships. Before her, I've never I never told my mom I love her. You know what I'm saying? Like, and really meant it. Like, I just said it like as a kid. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what it really meant. You know what I'm saying? Um, as far as my dad was in and out of my life. Never. I've never told my dad. I'm almost 30 years old. I've never told my dad I love him. You know what I'm saying? So being in that situation, once again, it was everything was brand spanking new. And I don't know, I can't honestly say if it was disrespectful. I don't know if she didn't come off as insecure, but I think it could have been her being a little insecure. So she wanted that gratification of dudes literally hawking her, like staring at her. You know, it could have been a situation where she just didn't know any better. She was watching TV or whatever. That's how the girls look, you know, on the music, on the rap videos. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a combination of. It could have been a combination of a lot of things, but even it, I don't think I necessarily took it as disrespectful. I've always wanted to be stronger. I always wanted to be like, okay, like I didn't want to cop out to nothing. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted to be like, I need to just deal with this, regardless of what she doing or she might be doing. I personally need to figure out how to, you know what I mean, deal with this emotionally. You know what I'm saying? But it could have been a mix of things. You know, you feel me? Oh shit, Madam Boozy, you came in at the wrong time. You came in at a bad time. Um, Dre, you there? Let's see. Always Raina says, I have a complex about my accent. Raina, what is you talking about? Are you trying to say you one of them? Y'all come back now. Are you one of them? That's okay. That's a Southern Belle right there. Miss Kelly, I sent you an invite. Come through and talk to us if you ain't doing nothing. Always raining. I want you to come on the show too. I don't know what Dre doing. One of her exes called her or something. He like, what you doing tonight? Dre, you there? I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm here. I was on mute for
Okay.
a second.
Okay, you good? Everything straight over there?
Everything's good.
Okay.
very good.
You ain't have no exes call you talking
Oh,
about some. Why you talking shit about me on the internet?
oh man,
Oh,
like
here
you
she
know
go.
what? Next time I should actually, you know what? I'm actually gonna actually send this link to him and let him listen to
No,
it, so
no,
maybe he
no,
can see
no.
what I just said.
No, 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 no. Leave that man alone. Let him live his life.
He won't let me live my life. He still all these years he still be stalking me.
Okay. Well, you
but
have
like
some. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Drea.
no, I'm just no, I was just saying like nothing. I'm just laughing to myself over here.
But do you feel like that's a thing? How like it could be a mix of things. A girl can be a bit insecure, or she might not know better because of what she's, just what's happening in social media. Because the perfect for me, like I said, I was young, but I was witnessing everything that was going on. My girlfriend dressed like a fucking whore at the age of 13, 14, 15, right? She was dragged by the whole school. Like her and her best friend were dragged by the whole school. Everybody called them sluts, so on and so forth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but now today, these little girls half naked, they're praised. They got likes. they
I
got
mean
they got
that's
how many followers? So I'm just trying to figure out what happened. I mean, obviously it was social media, obviously, but it's like what happened to where like people's brains they can't see that transition. You know what I'm saying? Where's that same energy at? You know what I mean?
I mean yeah, I mean well I don't know if we're talking about the current state or back then when you had your little hoochie.
Hey, be respectful to my first love. Show
Well,
my first love respect.
respectfully,
Okay.
your little hoochie, respectfully.
Respectfully, put some respect on my hoochie. That was my hoochie.
Well, you know they say not now. I'm not calling her whore or hoe or anything like that
She
because
wasn't a horse. She just dressed like one. That's a fact.
that reminds me of like that's something I heard one time when they say it's not you may not be a whore but you dress like when you're wearing a whore's uniform.
a, a whore outfit, whore fit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of just shocked because like at 13, I could never get away with wearing anything like
Right.
super
Right.
revealing, super whatever.
Right.
My aunts. I mean, people in my neighborhood would be like, "Where you going just like that?" So I wouldn't even be able to, even if I wanted to.
Right. No, well, her dad really wasn't present like that in her life, and then her mom, her mom just didn't really care. And you know how kids do? They wear some crazy shit, right? But then they put like a hoodie over it. You know what I'm saying? You know
Mm-hmm.
how kids do. I mean, one time we went to the movies, right? And then like she gets out, her dad drops her off. She got like a hoodie on. She take her hoodie off. And, it was like black out. I'm like, damn, like that's how you in these streets. So I mean, that's another thing. I don't want to say parents should be watching their kids get dressed like they should, or pick out their outfit, but we all know the sneaky shit that a lot of kids be doing.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You could have did it if you wanted to. You could have, but I mean, maybe you just didn't want to do it. Maybe it wasn't about that life. But every kid does that. Every kid does something they're not supposed to be doing. You know
I would have gotten fire lit to my ass. So no.
what I'm saying? You make it sound like you was born in a village somewhere. Everybody.
Dude, I came from like the generation and the type of family where it's like literally it takes a village to raise a child. So that's why I was saying like it's not just my people in my family, but then the people in the neighborhood were kind of like family. So it's like you could sneak a guy over to your house because even if your parents weren't home, somebody in the neighborhood was watching, and it was.
Damn,
But it's not like.
was
But it's
out
not
there
like I.
snitching.
But it's not like I would have done it anyway, because I was really not like
Right.
I was never like about that life or anything like
Your
that.
priorities would just focus elsewhere.
Yeah, my priorities were like books and
Ah,
school and
facts,
stuff
facts.
like that.
People,
Band.
facts. People grow up at a different pace. You know what I'm saying? I just happen to, want to be smashing when I was at that age. That's
Oh
it.
my
But
God, I can't imagine doing that and being 12 years old.
listen, yeah, I was on the cusp of 13. Damn. But it was really like I look at it now. That's what I was on. I was on. I want to smash chicks right back then. But now I'm like I'm slowing down. When a lot of people, it's reverse. You know what I'm saying? That you start off like how you said you want to do books, you want to focus on art, stuff like that. When you're younger, 17, 18, 19, whatever. And then when you get older, 25, whatever, 25, 26, 27, you want to be out here in the club doing your thing. Like, so my
I don't
life
know
is just
about that.
backwards.
I want to be in church reading my scriptures.
You
I
a
don't know what you're talking about.
respectfully, you a goddamn lie. You a god. You
But
was just
no,
talking about body butter.
body butter is what I put on my body. It's not like I'm
All right.
slathering it on a dude or something. Come on now.
Yeah. He all right. All right. Shit.
I'm just, like I said, I'm just chilling. And like I said,
Just shit.
when I was younger, like I said, books, brains, that kind of thing, computers. I was a nerd. Like I was that type of nerd. I was always into doing stuff with the computers. And then as I got older, same situation. Really, I've never, even in my adult years, have never been into going to the clubs and stuff like that.
Right.
I don't like cigarette smoke. I don't like any kind of smoke actually. So going to the clubs where the atmosphere is filled with that was really just kind of would get on my nerves. So I never really was that type of person that says, okay, I'm grown now. I'm out from under my parents. I got to go out here and go buck wild and smash all the dudes I didn't get to smash when I was a child or a teenager or whatever. So it wasn't like that for me.
I
I
want to
just
say this.
I just stayed a square all throughout life.
I want to say this. Respectfully. Respectfully.
Oh,
Hear
I
me
know what you're
out.
about to say.
Hear me out. I personally feel like women are the most jealous and disrespectful when it comes to gender. This is why. Okay? Now, hear me out. I personally feel like society goes as the woman does. So whatever the female accepts, right? Or co-signs, that's what the men are going to live up to. That's the standards that the men are going to live up to. So I feel like if women out here aren't secure and confident and embrace that feminine energy and that mother goddess aura, you know what I'm saying, and that divine feminine energy, then they're gonna be how the majority of chicks are out here, or at least in America. I can only speak on how American chicks are, or Americanized chicks. The majority of Americanized chicks, a lot of it has to do, a lot of it, if not the majority of it, has to do with either not having a father in their life, because the father gives the women the confidence, and just social media, the programming through social media, whether it be TV or on Instagram, shit like that. So it's like if the women are insecure and they're, jealous and possessive, then that's going to trickle down to the dudes. The dudes are going to think that's acceptable. Am I tripping?
You might be.
I don't think I am, because I'm holding women so high that I'm saying that women are the women.
I know you're
Pretty
saying
much.
that, but there's a lot.
I'm just saying. What I'm saying is, imagine if the majority of women in America were confident and they were secure and they weren't on no fuck shit time. Do you think dudes Don't you think, dude? Because we know the majority of dudes out here, they just want to lay up with chicks, they want to smash. Don't you think that they would raise their standards, or their traits will have to level up before they can start laying down with these chicks or even interacting with them? Be
I agree
real,
with you
Drea. Be
I
real,
agree with you
Drea.
to an extent.
I don't want no PC shit.
You think I'm PC? I can say
Be real.
I can agree with you to an extent, but I feel like, no matter the type of women, men are still gonna be on their fuck shit. They're still gonna be hoeing around. Even I feel like, and there are plenty of men out there who will try to level up, as you say, to a certain
You gotta level
standard.
up.
Let me finish.
You gotta level up.
Because if they just want to smash that chick, they can level up and be that knight in shining armor or whatever, just as long as they,
Right.
smash and go on. Dudes are out there like that, right?
That's a fact.
So I'm just saying, dudes are still dictating certain things. They're, the male and female relationship, they're still dictating that kind of thing.
I don't think a man can dictate. I don't think a man can dictate anything as far as, I mean, unless a dude is out here raping
I mean,
bitches.
they're
Let's just be
on.
honest.
I mean, they're
Let's
I
just be
mean,
honest. Unless the dude is out here snatching the pussy, let's be honest. Like, you can't, you
No, I'm
can't
not
dictate.
saying that. I'm saying that.
Let's see what the fuck.
I'm saying they're dictating how they approach a situation, and from what angle they want to approach it from. Cause that you can have the sweetest, nicest chick in the world, and if a dude and she can be stacked or whatever. That's the word we've been using tonight. The key word is stacked.
Vogue magazine.
The word of the day is stacked, like you said. And if he's just seeing like, oh, he just wants to fuck, like I said, he can actually pretend to be all that she wants, and he can actually pretend that he's leveled up in some way, just as long to get what he wants, out of that person. He's dictating that to a certain extent. Is what I was saying. Now, a woman dictates who and how, whatever, if she's gonna sleep with the person. A woman, I'm just gonna go ahead and confirm it. A woman knows that she's gonna sleep with you from the beginning.
Wow. Beginning of what? If she see you at the mall, or she see you getting out your car, she already know from the first what? How many seconds we talking?
I think that honestly probably depends on the woman. Some can
Let's
be a
talk about
split
you.
second.
Let's talk about you. How many seconds upon seeing a new nigga, right, or a new man, are you like, and I want an honest answer. How many seconds does it take? You say, okay, yeah, I might throw him some.
I mean, here's the thing, like, you got to look at the context of the situation. If it's just some random dude I'm passing by on the street, and I'm like, oh, he's fine, and you can actually, like, for a split second, imagine.
Damn.
You just imagining it. But if it's just something like you actually meet this person, and y'all actually are carrying on a conversation, and you like the vibe, you're feeling the vibe, you're liking the aura or whatever.
Okay.
And of course, in a situation like that, you're already visualizing or imagining the possibilities of what can happen if you continue to, talk with this person further and take it from, that level and go elsewhere. Yeah, you can kind of see that. I mean, I'm just speaking for myself, honestly. I can't speak for Bad and Bougie or Always Raining or any of the other women that may be in the chat. But you can pose that question to them though, because I'm not the only queen in the chat.
I think that the bigger question here is, I think that the more important question here is this: when you laid eyes on my beautiful ass, on my gorgeous self, I'm gonna leave that alone. Welcome, Miss Bad and Bougie, aka Miss Kelly, to the chat. How you doing, Queen?
Hey, low key. Hey, Drea.
Hey,
much respect. How you doing tonight?
Welcome. We're so happy to have you.
Welcome.
Thank you, thank you. I was having fun. I was over here laughing.
You over here
This is
laughing
a
at us?
very interesting topic. No, because you know how when you listen to certain stories, it brings back memories.
Right, right. Well,
I
shit, we.
hope I hope
Yeah.
you didn't hear that whole spiel I had to tell him about at the mall with the dude.
Oh, she heard it. I'm pretty. I
Well,
hope
when you,
she heard it.
as soon as you said, and the mall was, as soon as you said the mall was kind of hood, I was like, oh shit, it's about to be
That's
good.
what I'm saying. And now let me ask you, Miss Kelly, was she wrong for leaving this man? They went together. They went together. They knew they was going to a hood mall. Was it disrespectful for leaving without him? That man could have got popped in the parking lot. They could have ran everything from that man. Was that disrespectful, or was he being? Did he deserve it?
Okay, okay.
What would you have done? And we
I'm
gonna
new
be
to your
honest.
show. I'm new as a guest on your show, so I don't want to be too
Listen,
crazy, but my first date with somebody, I did the same damn thing.
God
That's why I'm telling you,
damn.
I was
What
over
is?
here rolling because I was like, oh my God.
So both y'all don't care. Y'all just be ditching niggas. All right. Now, what happened with you, Bad and Bougie? Did he disrespect you? Did he call you out your name? What was that situation
No.
like?
Okay, what happened was, what had happened was,
Oh
no,
Lord.
what happened was, I just had met him, so I didn't know a lot about him.
Right.
And he's like a biker. So,
Okay.
I didn't grow up knowing much about that. So I had this bad image in my mind like they dog women, they do this, they disrespectful,
Right.
So I had
Right.
already these in my mind, but he seemed like to be a nice guy. So what happened was he invited me to a place where his club was having dinner. So I go there and we're sitting there and, we're having dinner. I'm meeting his friends or whatever. So that's cool. And so then we're eating and the guy goes, yeah, so y'all ain't eating dinner? Oh, well, I know you're going to be eating later on tonight.
What in the
I
world?
was, I was scrolling on my phone and I
What?
just looked. I looked down at my phone. I said, excuse me, I need to go to the restroom.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, okay. I went to the restroom. I walked back out the opposite way, went through the back door, got in my car, and left.
He's sitting at the dinner table. With, with.
Yes.
He's
I end up
what was
getting
that
down
Usher
the
song?
street. I end up getting down the street and he was like, what happened? Where'd you go? Look, I knew as soon as you
Wow.
walked away, I knew you was mad, but he was gonna apologize. And I said, no, I don't know what you think this is. Like,
Wow.
I'm not no groupie or whatever. What are you doing? And so then he was like, look, as soon as I saw your eyes, I was telling her, she's not from this life. She don't understand,
Right.
blah, blah, blah. So come back. But by then the mood was spoiled and it was just no need in going back.
I,
I
the thing
mean,
I
dang,
the,
I'm gonna say this at least I told this dude I was gonna leave him. You call
Hell
homeboy,
nah,
you
because
call
I'm
homeboy,
like,
leave
what
him
you
alone.
but you know what's respectable about that? I will say this: you could have turned all the way up on that dude. You could have went love and hip hop on that man.
nah.
You could have
I
poured a
was
whole
just like,
bottle over his head. So.
I know you probably seen some of my little crazy videos, so you probably know I could have went in, but no, in real life, I'm not like that. I'm non-confrontational, but I was just like, oh nah, this is okay. This is not my scene, so I'm out. Deuces. But it wasn't cool. I did end up apologizing, but at that moment, it was either me turn up or me just walk away. So let me just go and walk away.
Now let me ask you a question, Bad and Boosie. Through your travels on this planet, do you feel like more men are jealous or more women are jealous and or disrespectful?
Okay, I'll say this. I think that I can't say. I think more men are disrespectful. But this is the thing. It depends on how you weigh it because men are disrespectful because women are disrespectful.
Mm.
Like when say for example when
You heard
my
that, Drea?
Hey, I
my
said
man and
this.
I
That works. That works both ways. That works. That works
it
both
does.
ways.
Yeah. But no, like we frequent the same restaurants, right? We got our favorites.
Hmm.
And when we go places, they know that he kind of tips big, right? So, like, I've had women literally, like, say we're sitting, across from each other, literally put their back to me and be like, so what is it that you, okay, did you need, okay, what did you want butter with? And her back is to me. And then
Wow.
get done with him and totally walk away. Like, not even ask me, do I have enough butter? Bitch is like, no, she she don't give a damn. Like I'm like, can I get some water?
Wow.
And she's just literally just putting her back to me and just like, and then she'll keep coming over. You want this? You want that? And then he's like, no, I'm good. Whatever. But what she doesn't realize is now, bitch, you're not getting no tip.
There you go.
You just fucked out. You know what I'm saying? But women can be very disrespectful of other women. So that's why I said it can go both ways. Like I think women, a lot of women have lowered their standards so much that they do disrespectful things.
Right.
And if you
Right.
come across to a man like that, then he already know, oh, well then this woman is gonna go for anything. So he's gonna, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like men are disrespectful for different reasons. I think the jealousy thing, um, I definitely have had issues with jealousy myself. I'm kind of like a jealous person. So I
Now,
can't really
I
jealous.
want to ask you
Now
a
I ain't gonna
question.
tell the nigga he can't look nobody in the eye.
You better look down. Better
Hey,
I'm
tilt
not
your
like
man,
neck.
that.
man. When he said,
Better tilt your
when he
neck.
when he said that stuff to me, I'm like, who do you think? Who do you think I am? Like, I'm gonna look down at the floor, like what? Like, seriously, I thought he was just being so really ridiculous with that. Like, you can't look nobody, no dudes in the eye.
It's a
Like,
fact.
you can't have that. That split second or however many seconds he said was acceptable or not acceptable
Yeah.
to look at somebody that's a male as you pass by them. And I'm
Kelly,
like,
now,
But I was laughing at that too, Drea, because I know like say in our world, like say we're at an event and say everybody's like bumping their music on their motorcycle, like all the people, right? You can't dance to no other niggas motorcycle music. Not dance, but just like no, not just dance, but not even bob your head. You can't be like, okay, let's pop in. Now, if it's your nigga, then yeah, you could bob your head, while his music is playing on his motorcycle. But say like for whatever reason you ain't playing no music right now, and the motorcycles down starts bumping their music. You can't bob your head to their music. You're like, oh wait, so are you bobbing your head to that nigga's music? Like what? Okay, wait. I didn't know. Because this is the first person I had in this lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I didn't know the rules. And I'm like, he was like, and so we got back, because we were out of town, we got back to the hotel and he was like, yeah, you just sitting there bobbing your head to this nigga music. I was like, what? I can't do that. So, you had to learn the rules or whatever.
Kelly, have you ever made a man cry? I don't know if you could see the screen, but I just wanted to use that as a reference.
Yes, because niggas will break out the tears when they done bad and think you about to go. They'll cry. Come on now. They fake that shit just like we
So
do.
you responsible for a grown man shedding real tears?
No, he's responsible. Because if you crying, you did something wrong. You
Okay.
did something wrong that you making up fake tears to try to get out of it. So no, he's responsible. And I can't say that they real tears because when men know you about to like bounce, they gonna pull out all the just
Oh.
like women do, like we do it more often though. Like me, like I don't get my way. Like, or if he's really mad, I'll be like, okay, I'll try to argue. But then if I know I'm losing the argument, I'll just be like, okay, I'm sorry. And he'd be like, all right, all right.
Drea,
But yeah, no, men cry. Don't front. Have you ever cried
have I ever cried? I mean, yes, Lion King
over
was
a
a great
woman?
movie. Lion King was a good ass movie.
No,
If I watch
no.
Lion King
No,
right, if
you
I watch
know,
Lion King right now, Pursuit of
low key,
Happiness, Boys in the Hood, I'ma cry. You
low
see the way they
key,
did
low
Ricky?
key,
I'ma cry. I'ma cry.
low
What
key. You
happened?
know, you know what the fuck she's talking
Drea,
about.
I
Don't
have
play
a
shit.
feeling
Over a woman.
over a
Don't
woman.
lie.
I cried over my
Yes.
first love. Yeah, absolutely.
See?
Absolutely.
See?
Absolutely. But it wasn't like I wasn't crying like fake crying. I was crying real crying. I felt like dudes, I feel like Kelly, you really made dudes really cry over you. That was my question. They were I
You
don't
was
feel like they was
12,
fake crying.
Ricky.
I
You
was
would have
12, but I
cried
told
But
you I
when
over
a
got an old
that.
soul.
no, so let's back it up. As an adult man, have you ever cried or pretended to
Nah,
cry
never.
over a woman?
Never. I just after crying, over a chick one time, it was so traumatic that I was just like the man in me. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Now I will give you this: if I do happen to meet a chick and I want to settle down with her for the rest of my life, and shit go left, and I find out she doing some crazy shit, then yeah, I'll definitely shed a real tear. But nah, truthfully, I haven't. It's just I can't do it. I'm not motivated enough to do it. You know what I'm saying? But I know you, Drea. I already know you responsible. You over here pouring Slurpees on dudes' faces. I know you made a dude cry. I know when he was cleaning that shit up off that carpet, he had to blotch that shit. I know he was crying.
I was rolling when I heard that. That shit was
Turned that nigga
hilarious.
purple.
Hell, hell, I was crying. I felt like I was crying because I didn't even, that slushy was good. I wasn't even through drinking and shit.
And she made him go back to the stove. Go and give me another slush.
I was the one crying after that. I'm like, I really wanted that Slurpee. I was like, I was mad at myself for throwing it because I wasn't through drinking. It was like, it was just the only thing I had in my hand at the time. Like, I want to make him feel some quick pain real quick. So let me just throw this cold ass drink right at his face, like right in his face. I'm dead aim. I'm like Steph Curry with the shot, So
Oh shit. Now, Kelly, do you have a code, Kelly, as a female? Do you follow a woman's code as far as things to do and not to do around a man that you're intimate with, or is it kind of like you like Drea, you do your own thing?
What do you mean? Give me a little more. What do you mean?
As far as say you with your significant other, do you let me see. Do you purposefully, like we were saying, do you purposefully not look at other dudes or make eye contact with other dudes? Do you try not to, when his friends are around, do you try not to have conversations conversations with his friends, stuff like that would make a dude maybe look at you side eye?
Okay, so.
Or do you kind of
Yes.
expect that? You kind of expect your man to be secure and want a certain standard?
I don't think he's insecure, but like he has certain friends that he's cool with me, like kicking it with and talking to and chilling with. Just normal dudes. Yeah, nah, I don't really, I don't really talk to, you know what I'm saying? Like, if, I'm cordial or whatever, but he's not, you got to look down, but well, okay, what the fuck are you talking to him for? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna have an extended conversation with no niggas, but at the same time, like, he's not worried about me looking at nobody or whatever. And I think he's even more the type that, like, he almost is be like, yeah, baby, yeah, let him look. You know what I'm saying? Because he's secure that he knows, like, ain't nothing gonna go down. So I think he's more or less like, he thinks it's cool that, people not try to talk to me or look at me. Or I'll give you an example. Last night, we after work decided to meet at a bar.
Okay.
So he was there first. I walked in after. And so, like, he's sitting there watching the reaction, you know what I'm saying? And he's seeing whatever he's seeing. So we're
Right.
eating. He never mentions nothing. You know, we're drinking, we're eating, we're watching the games or whatever. And so the guy comes over to him and goes, "Nice tie." And so then he was like, "I saw when you walked in, he was looking at your boobs." He didn't come over
Wow.
here to tell me nice tie. He came over here because he wanted to look. So I don't think he really cares so much about the looking. I mean, I think he's secure enough to know that I ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
but like as far as on his scene and stuff and talking to other niggas, hell no. Like it's like certain people that he's like, okay, these is my homies. These people is cool to talk to. These niggas feed them with a long spoon. You know what I'm saying? So I'm cordial, but I no. It wouldn't be cool for me to sit up and just talk to some nigga that he didn't approve and
Now,
vice versa. Like he has certain homegirls that I'm cool with him doing what he does with, but it's no new bitches. Let's just keep it real. Okay, if I didn't know this bitch from the beginning, this ain't your cousin. This ain't okay. So what the fuck she want?
now, does that security come from you giving it to him, or do you need a dude to come into the relationship with that already set?
Yeah, I mean, this is a thing. So my high school sweetheart, whatever, he went to the NFL. We never knew this or expected this to happen or what have you. So for me, what I've seen of just things that groupies do, whatever, I just say to everybody, keep your shit tight. You know what I'm saying? We ended up getting a divorce, and so I'm with the person I'm with now. But I learned that women, you got to be secure in who you are. The nigga chose you for a reason, so don't let these bitches get to you, and never let a bitch see that you sweating over her.
Mm.
Even if you like, damn, this bitch fine. Whoa. Don't let them see you sweat. You got to act like, bitch, please. You ain't shit to me. You know what I'm saying? So you
Right.
can't, and what you can't do is argue with your nigga over this waitress. You know what I'm saying? Because then he like, come
Mm.
on, dude. Like,
Mm.
really? Or so if you see another fine bitch and she coming on to him, you can't go home and argue with him about that all night. You got to let that shit go and just be like, okay, he's here with me for a reason. So that because then you become a headache because you like,
There
well,
you
what
go.
about the bitch that tried to give you her number? Like, you can't keep doing that because he gonna be like,
Yo,
damn, this shit is old. Like, I don't want to keep
that's a
talking to you about
fact.
every bitch.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So you don't want to get on his nerves. So you gotta let all these little bitches go and let them do whatever they do. And you, as long as you know you confident in who you are, he with me for a reason. But I am a jealous bitch. Like, I'm the type of person that I'm the type of person that won't say nothing, but he already knows because he'll be like, so you saw a girl, whoopty whoop. Yeah, I saw it. Like, he knows. But I'm not gonna come home and be like, and what about the bitch that did this? And what about when you said hi to her? No, don't do that because you'll get on your man's nerves.
Drea, piggybacking off what Miss Kelly's saying, how would you rate your poker face in situations like that?
In situations like what exactly? If some woman is being friendly with my dude or something?
Right.
Yeah, Drea, how would you
Uh,
do that?
well, first of
Would you just put
all,
on some body butter in front of him or some wild shit like that? And then tell him to sleep
first
on the
of
couch?
uh, first of all, I'm gonna be calm, cool, and collected, and just kind of like see where this go. I'm gonna assess the situation. Like, what's
Okay.
up? She's like, what's like, what's up? She's trying to come home with us. What, you know?
Damn. Oh no. Oh no.
And Drea said that's keeping it calm. I like
Hold
Drea.
up.
That's my
Oh,
girl.
hold up, Drea. This is what I'm
She
saying.
said that was calm. That was calm to her.
I'm just no. I'm like, she's trying to come home, like, cause
All right.
That's right, Drea.
All right, Drea.
I mean,
Shout out you.
I mean,
I don't know
because I'm
what you.
saying, like if she's cute, it's like okay, you know, she's trying to come home and, you know, hey, whatever. I'm just saying, I'm just joking. I'm just playing. God don't mind me.
She ain't joking. She ain't joking.
But I mean, you know, if I want to be like really petty or something like that, you know, and she smile. If like say for example, if we're out to dinner, we're at this restaurant, this waitress is clearly flirting with this dude in front of me or whatever, you know, I'm just gonna play tit for tat. You know, she's gonna know that, hey, this is my dick. You don't mess
Right.
with this. You know, and I can be
Right.
subtle about it too. She's probably gonna see me tonguing him down the next time she comes to the table or something like that, you know. But I'm not really going to say nothing to her because she hasn't, even though she's being what could be considered as disrespectful, you know, she hasn't really just, you know, came out like, you know, being like outwardly, like too outwardly disrespectful for me. And like, I'm not going to call the scene in a restaurant because like, I'm still going home with this dude at the end of the night and he's going home with me. So it's really no reason for me to even get upset about this shit. Now, if I go to the bathroom and she's over there waiting on him, like when I leave and go up to the bathroom and I come back and she just left the table or something like that, you know, part of me would want to ask, like, so did she try to slip you her number or whatever? Which obviously she can lie and say no, even if she did. But like I said, my whole motto is I'm not gonna get upset. I'm not gonna raise my blood pressure over some other chick, you know, because I feel like if he wants to sleep with this chick or that chick or whatever, he's gonna do it. Why am I gonna get out of, you know, who I am? And I mean, you know what I'm trying to say here. I'm not really gonna just try to call the stink over some mess like that. Like, 2 or 3 years from now, or even next week, I might not even be with this nigga no way. So,
damn. Now I wanna.
So I'm just saying, I'm like, don't, like she said, don't let another chick see you sweat. She's not gonna see me sweat, you know.
It's chess, not checkers.
I might just invite her ass home before my dude does. So like,
you see, Dre, I try to keep this a family program. Okay, no, I'm trying to get syndicated.
This is after hours. This is after hours.
Trying to get syndicated out there.
I am literally just joking. I'm trying to be the comic relief here.
Okay, it sound good. It sound good. Dre be having dirty ass flip flops out there. Who flip flops it did? Oh yeah, last night was amazing.
Shut up. It's a family program. Remember?
I have to put a parental advisory on the beginning of this one for you, Dre. Now, I got to shut this down soon, but on the way out, I always try to ask the panel for enlightenment and for some sort of solutions moving forward, you know, so people when they turn this video off, they could take actually real information with them and they can apply it to their personal life. Now, the question I want to ask you two queens is, how can men you know, cure their jealousy, and how can women, you know, avoid being disrespectful? I'll let you go first, Bad and Bougie.
Wait, what's the question? Just tripping on me. That was like a compound question.
Bad and Bougie, like, red wine.
No, I'm on Hennessy Black.
Hennessy. Correction.
Okay, so what was the question? I'm sorry.
I said, how can men cure their jealousy, and how can women avoid being disrespectful?
How are women being disrespectful?
Well, I'm saying avoid being disrespectful in any situation.
Okay. So how can men cure their jealousy? I'll answer it in two ways. One, as women, I don't know if you mean in a relationship or not or whatever, but one, as women, you know, we can, but you know, certain things I feel are acceptable. You know, we can do all we can do to make them be. But at the end of the day, I think it's a different breeds of men. Some men are just like, I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna keep it 100. I feel like if you insecure, it ain't shit we could do for you. just interested in niggas.
Exactly.
So I don't think
shit.
they can really cure it, or if they can, that's going to have to be within themselves. There's nothing we can really do. I mean, we could not be disrespectful. Of course, we're not going to look at another nigga number. But if you like telling me walk with my head down, nigga, this ain't what the.
I like that answer. You gonna take another shot at that Hennessy. I like that answer. That's a real answer.
Y'all are taking both. Y'all been taking shots at this ex dude all night with the looking down, looking down. I will have to. I'm gonna have to play this show to him so he can see what a dumb.
Look, I don't want no smoke, dude. I don't want no smoke. He gonna find my ass. I'm on your side, dude. I don't want no smoke. Now, and then you feel like bad and bougie, if dudes were secure, then women wouldn't have to be disrespectful towards them.
I mean, I'm in agreement with her. Like she said, if you that insecure, there's nothing I can do or say that's gonna make you feel secure in that situation. I can't do everything here. And if you won't talk to me and we can't solve this issue, then clearly it's something deeper, something that goes back further, something in your past, your family, some other female hurt you. If you can't resolve that and we can't resolve that, then that's really nothing I can do for you. I mean, I can be as respectful as I can be, but if you're going to look at any situation where I'm around the opposite sex, you're going to twist that. You're not going to see it the way it is. You're not going to see it for what it might actually be. You're going to see it for what you think it is, what your mind's telling you it is. So you're always going to be insecure. You're always going to be jealous. You're always going to be starting fights over some stuff when it's really not all that. So the best thing I can do for you is walk the hell away from that situation and let you.
Yeah, let your ass go.
That's the best.
I was about to say that, but handle it, Drea. Handle it.
That is the best.
How you gonna say they should walk away, but you out here violating grown men though? You ain't practicing what you preach, Drea. I would never argue with you if you had a big gulp in your hand, Drea. I'm being dead ass.
It wasn't a big gulp, okay? It was a 7-Eleven little icy thing. It wasn't no big gulp cup or nothing like that.
So that make it better.
No, it don't make it better. I would have been better if it was like a big gulp. I mean, I love 7-Eleven. I love them. But I'm just saying that to keep it real, to keep it honest, to be serious about it. Though that is really the best thing I could do for that man is to walk out of that situation, because clearly he ain't ready to be in a relationship with a woman, especially if she's fine or cute or whatever, or even if I was the Ugg mug or whatever. Some man out there is going to find me cute or fine or whatever. He's going to look at my butt. He's going to look at my boobs and want to say something or want to talk. And if you can't be secure in yourself.
She flexing again.
If you can't be secure in
yourself. That's real talk.
Drea flexing again.
You call it flexing, but I'm just keeping it real. Like, if you can't really be secure in yourself to be like, okay, yeah, I got a nice looking lady. Yeah, y'all dudes out there, y'all like what I got, but it's what I got. Y'all ain't got that. If you can't be calm and cool about that, there's really nothing I can do in that situation. That's a fact.
As a man, I agree.
So it's like, it's either you can appreciate this fact or you can't. And like I said, you're not ready to be in a relationship with a woman. So the best thing I can do for you is let you be by yourself so you can work that out. Because really, if he looks at it that way, he can see I did the best thing for him, because now he ain't got to worry about, keeping tabs on me when we're together, when we're not together. He doesn't have to worry about who's staring at me and who I'm making eye contact with when we walking down the street. Because honestly, as a man, if I was a man, like, who the hell has that kind of time to police where the fuck my eyes
right
are? Who got that kind of time?
Now,
shouldn't you be looking at some women? Look at the women that's passing by us. Did you see that big ass booty over there? Look at her ass. I mean, why you watching where my eyes are going?
Okay, Joe. Dre, we gonna have to hang out one time, and I want to see if you practice what you preach, bro.
Oh,
Oh
low
my
key, that's my
God.
daughter. My daughter's in the building. Vicky girl, that's her saying what's up.
Okay, we got the queen and the princess in the building. Now, I want to ask you, queens, one last question. Bad and bougie. What is the most important trait in a man that you want?
See, she got to think about this, okay?
No, she
Oh
had
no,
to,
I was
she
letting
had to
you
take a
go,
drink.
Drea.
She had
No,
to take a
Queen.
drink
I was
first. She
letting
said,
you
"Oh
go,
shit."
Queen.
Hey, he
No,
asked
my
you.
answer was right on the top of my head, but I was letting you go out of respect, Queen. You go.
I mean, he asked you. I was gonna like go
Oh.
ahead on, like go and lay it out there. I'll go after.
My daughter said confidence, and me, I said power.
You got to elaborate on power. That could be taken a couple different ways.
I like a man in charge, like a boss nigga, like a type of nigga that, you know what I'm saying? Because that's attractive to me.
The alpha
Um,
male.
Usually with that comes money.
God damn. God damn, bad and bougie.
she's like if he's got power, then money and confidence and all
Yes,
that, it
yes,
takes care of
yes.
itself.
And yeah, exactly, Drea. Exactly. There
So
you go.
you don't want your man to be a puppet. You want your man to be the puppet master.
Yeah, yeah. And at the end of the day, get money. Like I
Make them
like a nigga
dance.
that you know that he could be like, oh, you know what? I was thinking about going to Puerto Rico. You want to go? Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. Go ahead and request your vacation days. Like I like that. That's attractive to me. Or I like you know like they're the boss or they own their own business. Like that's attractive to me. Now, before y'all call me a gold digger, men have their preferences as women. Oh, I like a light skin, a red bone, or I like her to be short or tall or a big booty or whatever. So I don't think it's anything wrong with us women having certain expectations too. I feel like, yeah, I like a powerful man because what comes with that is, you know, he's just a boss. Like I like walking into places and they be like, oh hey, so and so, you know, whoop de whoop. Like that. I like it. It's so fun.
Now, when you meet a man with that type of power, do you feel like you have to play a submissive role?
Yes.
Why you feel that way?
No, because men that like are powerful, they want to teach you stuff. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
okay,
So
all
you know,
right.
you they be like, oh well, baby, this is how it goes. Well, you know, oh really? Okay. But I'm educated too, so I half the time already know this shit.
Right, right.
But I just be like, oh no, okay, okay. And this is what I think we need to do. You need to whoop de whoop. Okay, all right. Well, yeah, cause okay, yeah. You know, like I yeah, so you yes, I
So
definitely will play that role.
so
Yes.
it's safe to say that Bad and Bougie is a team player.
Yes, like I like teamwork.
Okay, teamwork make the
Chestnut
dream work.
checkers. I would more see them
My
as
daughter
more
probably
like.
is in here like my mama is crazy, but she already know me.
Yeah, I
Drea.
feel I
But
feel like that's more like playing, chess and not checkers.
Absolutely.
You're playing the role, like you're playing up to this role, like you already know your shit, but you're just gonna sit him, let him think, well, I'm gonna let him think he can mold me, but really, it's kind of like, and I'm not saying it in a bad way. It's kind of like a manipulation there. Like you can
kind
manipulate
of
this
sort of.
dude, so it's
But
like
no, you know what? It's
eventually.
not though, because when you meet a powerful person, usually they can teach you stuff. Like I've learned so much, you know, from my ex-husband to the person I'm with now because they are bosses in the game, like they know what they're doing. I've learned stuff, so it's not like my grandmother used to say, the day you stop learning, the day you die. So I'm always, whether it be women, new women I meet like you, or any person I meet, I'm always out to humble myself and learn something from them. Like you can teach me something that I didn't know the day before.
Mm.
So Yeah, so if you're with a man that can teach you something every day, then that's the best of both worlds. I
Oh,
like that. So it's kind of playing the submissive role, but it's kind of also, I am trying to, feed your brain and teach me something, show me something. Why am I here? I got to get something out of it. I want to know stuff. You know what I'm saying? Teach me something about
yeah,
something, your
yeah,
trade, your
and I.
business.
So yeah, I agree. Definitely agree with what you're saying as far as that goes. I mean, I was just like, no, I guess I should articulate it better. What I meant by that was, it depends on the kind of man that you have that has that power. Because there are those who want to teach you something, like show you the better life, show you whatever, kind of help you level up, I guess, so to speak. And then there are the ones who talk down to you, who feel like you don't know nothing, and they have to teach you everything, show you this and that,
Oh,
or
yeah, that's not
or
cool.
technically that they own you because they have that power, that influence, and that money or
Oh, I
whatever.
see what you're saying.
So there are different types of men with that power. So
I
there are
would
those there's
tell,
there are women
yeah,
who
that's
who
definitely
play
true.
that there are women who play that game, like, okay, I'm gonna let you think that you teaching me something because I'm trying to get something out of this as well, and I'm not saying it in a gold digging way, but more like
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying,
yeah,
right? So that's what I was
I
saying
totally
about
get it.
that. So that's what I was saying about
Yeah,
that.
And
that's so
Drea,
true.
Drea, what's the most important thing you look for in a man?
I mean, there are several different things that's
We talking
important to
about
me.
the most important. This is it.
It's hard to see the
If
most
you ain't
important.
got this, you can't put nobody but on me. We talk about that.
Okay, low key, if you ain't got this, you can't put nobody butter on me. And that's something I would say, I guess, is. Hmm, I say this might sound like a
You gonna
cop
say
out.
good credit?
I mean,
That's important.
that. You know what? You know what? I wasn't thinking about that, but that's important too. That's important too. But I want to say this
Shit
might
better
sound
be
like
800.
this might actually sound like a cop out, but I feel like I like honesty.
Honesty, okay.
And let me
Yeah.
just say
Alright.
this. It's like I want
Honesty.
my guy to be honest with me about anything, and I want him to be, a stand up kind of dude. I want him to have that honesty and that stand upness where he does what he says, means what he says. If you tell me something, you're gonna do it. You be about it.
Now hold on,
And
Drea. You want your
no,
man to be honest with you even when the truth hurts?
yeah, I mean,
That's a
I'm a
good
big
question.
girl. I'm a big girl. I can take it. I mean, I might not, maybe not at that moment. It depends, like whatever the context of certain things may be. I
Hashtag
might
no
not
credit.
want to. I might not want to. I might not want to hear the truth at that moment, but eventually, you're gonna be like, well, damn, this thing was right. You just didn't want to hear it at that time because some people
That's
just
a
don't want
fact.
it. Some people just don't want to hear what they need to hear. They
That's a
they want
fact.
they want to hear what they want to hear. So I want my guy to be honest with me. If I'm slacking off, if I'm slipping, if I'm like I said in that situation with the guy who wanted me to kind of like look down or whatever, like be honest with me. If you feel like I'm being disrespectful with
Okay.
something, tell me from the beginning. If you feel a certain way, tell me about it. Maybe we can work it out. So that's what I was like. I like honesty. That's my most important thing. And even in any sort of situations, like say for example, if you if you're having like if you're in a relationship or whatever, or even if it's just a screw buddy kind of thing, a fuck buddy kind of thing, or whatever, I want that person to be honest with me about what his intentions are. Don't try to lie and cheat and just be dishonest trying to get your way and get into my panties. Cause that sucks. No woman wants to deal with that. If they really like you and then they give up the goods and then you turn out to be this bastard or whatever. I would just feel like be honest with your intentions from the get go. Let the woman choose if she still wants to fuck with you after that. You know.
Okay.
But that's what I mean, just in general. I prefer honesty. I ain't trying to be long with it, so I'm gonna cut it off right there.
And you know, and with that said, I want to thank both of you queens for being honest and coming on, you know, my raggedy ass channel and sharing some love with me. Drea, tell them where to find you, Queen, on YouTube land or
Well,
on Twitter land.
well, as most people know, like I'm new to this whole YouTube land, so I really don't have a channel up like with videos. But if anybody wants to find me, I'm DrayaFromTheBay on YouTube and Twitter. You can always find me on Twitter at Indelible D, which is capital D. So if you want to talk to me, just holler at me there. I don't bite,
And
but
you,
sometimes I might.
and as far as I know, you're single as a Pringle.
I thought we had something, T.
Miss Bad and Bougie, aka
Hey,
Miss Kelly. I appreciate you for coming through tonight, Queen. I know
yeah,
it's
you
kind
gotta
of.
come. You gotta do me the same favor and come on with me one day.
Oh Lord, your queen's gonna roast me. They were like, "Who is this nigga?"
No, you know they don't. They no. We need them, and you too, Drea. Y'all need to come on. We need a male
Well,
perspective, and Drea, we vibe. We
I
vibe. We
want to hear
vibe.
you and Dre talk sports on the next time we all get together.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I love sports. I love
You
sports.
love all sports or just like basketball, football type stuff?
I like all sports.
Okay. All right. I'm
I
looking
do.
forward to that conversation. You know, I respect both of y'all queens and I appreciate y'all for coming on tonight. Thank you.
You're still
I'm
very,
ready.
very, you're still very welcome, and I do agree. Like I vibe well, obviously, with Low Key and Miss Bad and Bougie. I vibe well with you as well, and
Bad
and
and bougie.
I wanted to ease into it, so I didn't bring my peeps over today because I was like, okay, they might get shell shocked, but because I think people love to hear what you guys are doing. I think it's a great thing.
Why would they be shell shocked? We up here, you telling the truth, Jay telling the
No,
truth.
I said y'all would be shell shocked.
Oh, oh, damn.
I've honestly heard so much stuff. Like I honestly feel like nothing shocks me anymore.
Because my
And
my my chat keeps it woo funky. Like they like these topics tonight, they would have loved these topics. So yeah, we gotta collaborate.
and you know how this topic actually came about was me and Loki was having a phone conversation, and I don't know how we got on the topic, but I was just telling him about these dating stories, and he was like, hold up, we gotta go live right now."
Oh yeah, I'm trying to
That's
exploit
how
the
it
hell out of them
happens.
insecure niggas.
And that's how it connects to people because it's so organic, like it's real life, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's what had me, like, even before I came on, I was just laying back laughing because I was like, oh my God, I remember when that happened to me. And people can relate to that.
But that would be a good segment to have, like, dating stories or whatever. We're in this
Yeah.
era. We're in this era where I feel like a lot of people out there have some like dating horror stories out there that needs to be shared.
Yes.
You know, but
Especially with the internet dating and
Uh-huh.
all that.
Y'all
Yeah.
heard about the Tinder serial killer? I really didn't do that much information into it, but apparently
What?
there was a Tinder serial killer out there. Apparently,
Oh, damn.
yeah.
You
yeah.
made me
So
take a sip of Hennessy on that. Damn.
I'm about to go make me. I tried to make me a drink too, but I've been sitting here sweating my ass off.
Whoa. Whoa. That's a lie.
I will say this though. I really appreciate. I'm glad you and Dre, Bad and Bougie got a chance to actually talk. And chop it up.
Yes. Nice meeting you, Queen.
Nice meeting you as well, Queen. Because I know, like, the first chat that I saw that you came in, which was one low key, we was kind of off to the side in the chat, and so I just like, yeah, because when she mentioned, hey, we need to get her
Dre,
on
you
the
sound like
chat, start
R2D2
talking
right
about
now.
Oh
I
my
got you,
God.
sis. I can
It's
understand
him.
you.
Dre
It's
with her
him.
iPhone 1 Plus.
Oh, not the one plus. Oh, he going in.
You know
He
what?
going
You
in.
know what? You know what? You can take you can take this iPhone middle finger emoticon, okay?
It's a family
Well, you guys
program.
gotta come. You guys definitely gotta come and return the favor and come on my show.
Oh,
I do something similar. I call it Dear John letters, where people write into me and they give me scenarios, and then me in the chat, give advice or talk about our opinion or whatever. I think you
okay.
guys will be great in
Oh
there. So you
Lord.
guys gotta come over and listen. It's
All right,
crazy. It's funny.
All right,
Crazy
I'm all for it.
situation.
bet.
Yeah. So
All
my
right,
my people can get to know y'all and vice versa.
well, yeah, I'm all for it. Just anybody, if you just hit me up on YouTube, or if I need to drop an email address for you or whatever, I mean, I'm all good for it.
Yeah, I got Low Key's information, so he can send it to me.
There you go.
All right, well, I'm willing to work with it. Let's do it. I'm not gonna be like LeBron did Colin Sexton when he was talking about coming. He's talking about coming. And LeBron hit them with that. I'm good, love, enjoy. I'm not gonna do that.
That's crazy. See, that's why I like y'all's channel too. I like to get my little sports hookup.
Mm.
I got that hookup for you. So the basketball, the NBA stuff. Like he tries to call me the expert. I'm
Hey,
just
you the
like,
expert
word.
on the panel. You the basketball. Well,
That's right.
for right now, I don't know if Bad and Bougie gonna knock you off your spot.
No, I don't know. I don't know that kind of stuff. I'm like the fair weather fan. I just come to the games and I just root for everybody. Um, I
Number
don't know nothing about nothing. If the stuff hits the media, then yeah, I'd watch it or whatever. But I heard you, sister. You educating. So yeah, that's definitely, I need that.
Yeah, I try to say I have a little bit of a inside view, but
Yeah, you do.
like low key was just like, oh, she be all at the press conferences and stuff.
It's a fact.
That's right, girl. I'm not mad. I am not mad at you.
Yeah, because he knows my goal. One of my goals, like if I want to do a career change, is I want to work in the front office. So I want to be in the NBA front office. So if I
Okay.
change careers, that is so.
Right.
So I just kind
That's
of feel
right.
like the best way to start is to actually make yourself known and put yourself in the circles and whatnot, and network and whatnot, and go from there. So that's what I do. Well, not what I do.
That's
It's just
right.
it's something I do on the side.
And you know what? I want to say this. Um, Miss Bad and Bougie, I hope you enjoy, genuinely. I hope you enjoy the
I
rest of your
did.
Hennessy. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Hennessy. I'm about to go make me a drink, some Bombay Sapphire. I
That's
know
right.
you don't. I know you don't drink, Drea, but I hope you hook you up some nice hibiscus tea with a mint leaf.
I don't even drink. I don't drink that. Like I don't really do tea and stuff like that.
With some
But
cranberry
but I'm
juice,
telling
you know.
you, hey, I'm saying, he forgot all about that back pain once he got on the Queens.
There you go. That's a fact though. My back don't really hurt no more. But with
Yeah,
that said,
when I talked to him earlier when it was just the two of us on the phone, he was all, man, I'm just laying
why you gotta
down.
put my business out in the street? You know we still live. Can I do this outro so we can talk about this off air?
Go ahead.
Trying to put me on Front Street for no reason. What did I do to you?
Y'all so crazy.
Now, with that
All right,
said,
go on, take us out, yeah.
I want to salute the queens. Everybody go follow them on YouTube land and Twitter land. And with that said, we out. It's low key.
Before you say
Peace and
we
love,
Jay
out,
always
everybody.
gotta have the last damn word.
no,
Damn.
I bet you forgot to ask Miss Bougie to tell everybody where to find her.
I didn't ask her.
No.
Okay, everybody go follow. I could have swore I asked her. Everybody go follow.
She gone
Why?
now though.
I'm gonna tell him, yeah, because I know she dipped out. She was gone. She's like, I'm gonna get my drink on. These fools is crazy. Everybody go follow YT All Stars, Bad and Bougie KM on YouTube, or you can also go follow Currency Cartel on YouTube. That's how you get in contact with Miss Kelly. She got a lot of information. I'll actually put her YouTube channel, the link to her YouTube channel in the description. Okay. So I definitely appreciate you for coming on, Drea. This was a very random live stream show, but we've kept viewers in here this whole time, so I guess we were somewhat entertaining.
Yeah, it's all love when you ask me to come through and I come through for you, because I try to do that. We're cool. So I got you.
All right. And with that said, we out. It's low key.